How is everyone doing today? And in this video, I want to take Jiaoqiu into Pure Fiction. The reason why I want to take him into Pure Fiction is because of the way his field works. With him allowing all the enemies to be able to take their action and get a debuff, this allows Acheron, of course, to be able to spam so many different ultimates with all the enemies that are going to be coming in and out in Pure Fiction. And of course, the whole method for this team is literally just to add as many debuffs as possible with Acheron, Jiaoqiu, Kafka, and Aventurine as part of the team, which I think is going to be a really cool showcase in all honesty. Now, of course, this is going to be from the Content Creator Experience server, so everything you may see here may change on live release. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be spamming as many Acheron ultimates as possible with Acheron, of course, and we're gonna try to see how far we can get. I do know for the most part that this team should do pretty well, and I do think as well that for the most part, when looking at Acheron's performance in Pure Fiction, Jiaoqiu is going to be a pretty big help for the most part, which I think is a really good thing for him. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate with Acheron, and we already have our first wave reset with her ultimate, because of course with Jiaoqiu having the ultimate damage buff helping out her ultimate, and also having the damage receive buff, which is going to continue spreading every time these enemies come out. So this is a very big deal. Every time an enemy comes into the wave, they get those stacks of Ashen Rose, which is going to make them take in more damage and allow us to KO them super quickly, which is going to overall help us out really well in taking out all the enemies that we need to. I think this is a really cool thing that the debuffs kind of transfer over non-stop, and it kind of helps us out for the most part. Now, of course, there is one drawback slightly when we look at how we're, I guess you could say, working around Jiaoqiu, and that is that whenever you actually do KO the enemies before they get to do their turn, it kind of hurts Jiaoqiu's performance a little bit, just because, of course, if you take out the enemy before they actually do their action, you're not going to get the stack from them, which kind of hurts his performance for the most part. But there are going to be situations like this where I don't have anything else to do, but the enemy's going to come out and go ahead and hit us. I'm going to let them go ahead and take their actions. We're getting these nice debuffs for Acheron. We're going to let them do all their turns, and then we're going to start letting Acheron do her damage. We're going to let Aventurine stack up these stacks as well. It's a lot of really good stuff that's coming with this, and there's our free ultimate with Acheron. I do think this is going to be really good and helping out her performance in Pure Fiction. Like I said, she is still really good in it, but Jiaoqiu is going to just take it up in a new level just because of what she's able to do. And I do think this is a really cool thing for them to do, which is allow characters to not only be able to buff up certain units, like I said with Acheron, with him being able to help out Firefly in some way. And same thing goes, I still want to showcase him off with Yunli too, so that's going to be something really exciting to do. But overall, having him work with a bunch of different teams, having some type of availability or being able to be used in these different modes like Pure Fiction is a really cool thing to see for the most part. And of course, this team kind of synergizes so well with each other just based off of them being able to debuff in every portion of their kit, which I think is a really good thing for Acheron, because you just get non-stop ultimates back to back to back. Now we are going to go ahead and use the ultimate again with Acheron. I don't know how many we've done at this point, but we're already chunking off the Pure Fiction boss health. And we're going to go ahead and reapply that field for Jiaoqiu, which has been giving us basically 100% uptime on the debuffs. And everyone has an automatic 5 stacks of Ashen Rose. So that's immediately 40% extra damage received with the ultimate damage buff that we are going to enjoy as well with having Acheron do her ultimate for the most part, which is where all of our damage is coming from. We're going to be going ahead and doing a basic here, doing a skill with Kafka. And we're just trying to do our best in trying to take out as many as we can, because we want to cycle through all of these enemies to be able to get to the very last portion of Pure Fiction. I'm going to go ahead and skill these guys at the end. Hopefully getting that action. There you go. He took his action. He got hit with Ashen Roast. I'm getting a stack from Aventurine as well. And that's going to go ahead and give us our ultimate. We're really close to KOing her, and we still have so many of these enemies to get through. Which I find kind of crazy. This team does a really good job in taking out the boss, but every other enemy is still waiting to take their turn. And we're getting all these stacks with Acheron. So that's a really good thing. Now, the one bad thing is that we are probably going to have to deal with this ice dude. And he lowers the speed of whoever he hits, or he places them lower on the list. So that kind of hurts having him on the field, because now he's going to try to stack off or try to hit off a lot of these characters that we have on the field. And the Pure Fiction boss is basically dead, so we don't have to worry about that. I do think we're pretty safe. We have one debuff left, and now we get another ultimate off with Acheron, so we're pretty much almost finished with this Pure Fiction. We're overkilling Cocolia at this point. As y'all may know, we have to wait until we basically delete all of these guys, and once we do, we can take off this shield that Cocolia has. I do want to try and I did not mean to have that happen where using the normal attack I was gonna use the skill, but I guess not. But so far we broke everybody, which is a good thing. Everybody's taking their debuffs. We're keeping the 5 Acheron roast on everybody. We're getting the stacks from Aventurine. We're getting the stacks from Jiaoqiu. A lot of really good stuff happening. And with that being said, we should be very close to an ultimate with all these characters taking their actions. I really don't want... this actually might give us the debuff, and it did. Perfect. I love how many ults we've been doing so far, that we've been overkilling Cocolia like crazy. And there you go. That's it. Cocolia gone. Pure Fiction done. And again, I just think it's really cool to see Jiaoqiu able to work in other conditions than are just MOC and Apocalyptic Shadow. I think that's still by far one of the strongest things in the game right now, is a unit who's able to do multiple things and not just be able to do one mode. I think that's a very important thing, especially when looking at all the new game modes that we have when it comes to MOC, when it comes to Pure Fiction, Apocalyptic Shadow. I think grabbing characters that are able to help out in a lot of different forms, especially with Jiaoqiu being able to help out really well in MOC, him being able to help out really well in Apocalyptic Shadow, and him even showing his usability in Pure Fiction with how his field works, keeping up that debuff timer or that debuff counter alongside every enemy that's coming in and out. Usually don't have a lot of characters that are able to carry on their debuffs or carry on the bonuses or stacks that you have on these enemies. So having someone that does, and having someone that's able to help us out in that, and helping out Acheron being a little bit better in Pure Fiction. Like I said, she is really good in it already, but having Jiaoqiu being able to boost that up to the point where we're overkilling the Pure Fiction boss like crazy is a really good thing. I do think Jiaoqiu is a pretty strong unit. I do intend on showcasing him not only with Acheron in MOC, but also showcasing him versus Pella, because I know that's something a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, are really looking to in regards to, is it worth slotting Jiaoqiu in over Pella, or even someone like Guanifan, because I've seen a lot of people also talk about Guanifan in regards to replacing Jiaoqiu with her. And then I also want to showcase off Yun Li as well, because as y'all may know, Yun Li's ultimate actually does count as a ultimate damage follow-up, which is a really good thing because this buffs up Jiaoqiu and being able to use with a bunch of different characters in the future. So other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to Jiaoqiu in Pure Fiction, which I think it was a really fun team to showcase off in my honest opinion. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Always in the video. See y'all guys in the next one, and peace.